Well, hello again. Moving on with maze kind of game here. We have already made our cat bounce against the walls and lose lives. And finally, when it loses its 7 lives, the cat dies. When the cat dies, it hides, and when any sprite hides, if you're going to play again, you should make it show. So we're going to include a show here when click. So we get the cat back. Now we are also going to include some timer counting down, so the cat would have a limited time to get to the end of the maze. And then we should place something at the end of the maze so the cat reaches to it and we know it has already finished the maze. So we're going to get some new sprite to mark the end of the maze. Let's choose under things. Could be this, well, this one for instance. Okay, so now we're placing it here. We can shrink it as we did with the cat, and so we're going to use some sensing and say that if the cat touches this green mark, then you can say you win, for instance, and you end this part of the game. Now the cat touching the green mark is quite the same as the green mark touching the cat. So we can use the sensing in this green button for script. So like touching the cat is called sprite 1, and that should be inside a checking command like the if statement. So if touching sprite 1 and then check it forever after the green flag is clicked. So now let's say when if you are there, then you have finished the maze, and let's say we play some sound, some happy sound. So we go into sounds and choose one from the library, effects, and clap. That's only one clap, maybe something human, party noise, no, maybe clapping should do. Yes. Some cheering there. So let's say we go into sound and say play sound clapping until done, and well, that should mean we have already finished. Now let's place a time limit for this. So under sensing there's already a timer here, and if we click the checkbox we can see the timer going on. It's counting tenths of a second since the start. There is a reset timer here that we can place anywhere after when green flag click. So when we click the green flag, the timer restarts from 0. Now we don't want the time going up, we want it counting down. So for a countdown we are going to play with some numbers. So we go into data and make a variable, and we are going to call it time left, and it's going to be for all sprites, okay, because we've just including it under the button for script. We could have done it with the sprite one script as well, but well, it doesn't really matter. Now it's a variable for all sprites. We can use it here. So let's say we set a time to some initial value when we start, let's say like 250 seconds, and then we're going to set the time to, okay, we don't really need this initial time here because we are going to make the time come down from this initial value by subtracting the ever-growing timer. So here we place the 250 and there the timer with its increasing value. So here we got a decreasing value from 250, so we don't really need the initial time there. As long as we reset the timer, this goes to 0, and this is again 250. We don't place this inside the if, we place it in the forever. Now it's time for the cat to check on the time left. So we go to the cats and see if the time left is 0, and then if you remember what we said when we were comparing the lives, the spare life, then we said it might skip the single value, so we're using smaller than 0 instead of, or smaller, yes, smaller than 0. So if time left is smaller than 0, including all negative ones, then die. We already got the block, so we can reuse it. So here is the second condition for the cat to die. Now we check if we are removing the timer from the screen because we already got the time left, which is what matters. And now we're going to try to get to the end like that. Oops. Oops. 2 lives gone. Okay, I guess 250 seconds are plenty of time. I might reduce it. Nearly there. Okay, and it took me as little as that. Okay, so I'm going. Okay, it keeps cheering, so I should move out of that. So I'm going to change the timing to 100, and I will include some stopping here. Okay, and that should be all. Thank you.